Hey friends, welcome to another vlog. My name is Russ. I'm here documenting the caregiver aspect of dealing with my dad who has Parkinson's. You have to forgive my hair today. It's a little poofy. I just washed it and I can't do a thing with it. I really can't. Speaking of washing my hair, I think we may have our well finally working properly. Recently, a bunch of air got into the line and there was a small little leak. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Finally had to call the well dudes who came out, checked things out. They weren't quite certain why so much air got in the line, so they did a few things, checked a few things. They were here 2 hours. 2 hours working on stuff. They adjusted the probes to make sure that's what tells the deep well pump when to turn on and when to turn off. So they did some adjustment on that as well. See what I did there? They also checked the deep well just to make sure there were no leaks in that one. The air was bleeding in, but that was fine. A lot of water pouring out, so we're doing good there, which is good to know because I guess a lot of houses in the area that are on wells have run out. Their wells have gone dry. But the interesting thing is, my dad being my dad, he had to go out there and see what was going on, mostly because our property has 2 wells on it. There's an older well, which isn't near as deep as the new well, but the old well is not even used. It's not turned on. It's not capped off, but there's no power to it. Well, my dad was certain, he was so certain that when the last came out to repair the well that they hooked it up to the old well. And I kept telling him, no, they didn't. I know they did not do that because it's not even turned on. He just couldn't believe me. We had a friend who came out one day to visit, told him the same thing. No, it's not hooked up. They're using the new well. Of course, he didn't believe that. So today, or the day they did the well, he had to walk out there and go talk to them and just make sure that they knew. And the interesting thing is one of the guys working on this well was here when they dug the new well. He was a lot younger, probably about 10, 15 years younger, but he goes, yeah, I know what's going on. We've got things figured out. And then they chatted for a little while, which was kind of comical. Now, the interesting thing, I was surprised my dad had as much energy as he did to walk out there. Didn't skip a beat, just nice, slow, calm walk. Didn't freeze up at all, didn't get worn out, didn't get too tired. I was really impressed. And I say that because the night before, he's like, we need to go shopping. He's like, okay, we're going to get up early in the morning. We are going to go to Walmart. I'm like, okay, what time you want to go? He goes, early. So I'm figuring 10:30 for him because he's been getting up like at noon. No, he was up by 7:30. When I got out to go check and see if he was up yet and what was going on, he was sitting there. He actually had his sweats on, his shirt on. He had shoes and socks. Well, he doesn't put socks on anymore because he can't. He had his shoes on, little slip-in shoes. I was like, all right, you ready to go? He's like, yeah. Okay, well, let's get going. So this is like 8 in the morning, which I don't know if you've been to Walmart in a while, but a lot of those stores between like 8 and 10 in the morning, they dim the lights and they don't have any music being played. So your senses aren't being overloaded like normal. So that was kind of nice. It was nice and quiet. One interesting thing that happened while I was there, I'd seen kind of an old cowboy looking guy, probably in his 70s while we were shopping. And my dad and I got to the frozen section because he likes some frozen sausages for breakfast. And there's a tap on my shoulder. And it's that gentleman. He's like, is that your dad? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I got to shake your hand. And you could just see the emotions in his face and in his eyes. He goes, people just don't do this anymore. You know, like, good job and all that stuff. I'm like, well, thank you for your kind words. I do appreciate them. And he just kind of walked away, kind of solemn. I'm like, oh, that's, it makes you feel good that somebody recognizes the effort that you're putting in to take care of somebody. Walmart, we were there, hour and a half maybe, because he's just taking his time. He hasn't been out probably in 3 weeks, out anywhere really. I think I took him to Dairy Queen several weeks ago. So he was just kind of looking around, grabbing everything off the shelves. I'm like, oh, we already have some of those. Well, let's get some more. And he just pointed at some cookies. Let's get some of those. Well, you pick out the candy. I'm like, okay. So let me show you the stuff that we got at Walmart. And let me know in the comments if you're dealing with an older person and if this is the food that you also purchase for them or they purchase for themselves. As you're noticing, there is a lot of junk food, a lot of candy, a lot of treats. He likes his pies a little bit. $181. Now, if you were a kid and this is all you're eating, your parents would be going, hey, no, you need to eat something better. But that's okay. That's not all we got. We also got a couple of essentials like the Fix-It-Int for his teeth and some lotion and some detergent, which we had just bought some detergent, but got to have a backup when it comes to the detergent. Yeah, so I was kind of surprised my dad was able to get out and talk to the well guys as easily as he did, considering how early he got up and the effort it takes him just to, shop anymore. And this was all for him. I didn't pick anything out. I think I picked a couple things for me, but almost everything you saw was what he wanted. Seriously, he was just picking everything off the shelf. Give me those, give me those. It's actually kind of cute. Past couple of days, though, my dad, he's been doing a lot better. He's not freezing up as much. Hasn't been quite as confused. This morning when his caregiver came to give him a shower, I was about to make him breakfast and she showed up. So I'm like, okay, I'll just step aside because they have this little bond. She's been helping him for over a year. So they have this little bond. So I just kind of stay out of the way and let them be goofy and silly together. And he was sitting at the dining room table and he just stood right up. No hesitation. As you saw in one of my other videos, he was working just to stand up. This one, he just stood right up. And I went, dude, you just stood right up. Nice job. I tried to give him a high five, but he couldn't quite figure out what I was doing. So I was like, kind of shook his hand like, good job. And so then I walked away. But so it's been a couple good days these past couple. He's had some energy. Hasn't been sleeping there as much. And that's the wrap for this one. So life has been pretty good these past couple of days. And like I keep saying, though, it's going to change. And if you're a caregiver, you understand what's going on. Or if you're just starting this process, there's going to be good days and there's going to be horrendous days. Just want to warn you, there's going to be some really bad days, which is going to be tough for them and tough for you as well. You just got to do it. But as a caregiver, if you love the person and you care about them, which is probably why you're helping to take care of them, you just do it, right? You just suck it up and you just do it because that's what we do as a caregiver. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a good one.
I didn't know if I believed it, but he sure liked to feed me a line of shit, so I didn't bother.